Isn't it funny how we always talk about when we're online, we're looking at someone else's story? And it's funny because when anytime you look at anyone, anytime you um, are looking at someone's life, whether in face to face, social media, or just talking about them, you're looking at their story, the story of their life. Now, when you involve yourself or overly involve yourself in someone else's story, now you're the side character. And when you're just the side piece to a story, haven't you noticed that whenever you watch a story and they don't want you to empathize for the side characters, they'll just kill them at the beginning of the movie, or they'll just make the mom like the mom, never give her a name, never talk about her life. That's because when you're the side character, you're not as important as the main. So they make sure to eliminate any of your involvement in the story. So, long story short, stop comparing your story to someone else's and write your own story. So my story may not look like your story. My story might not even have the potential to look like your story, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's my motherfucking story. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia, aka Liv, and what I consider myself to be is a bridge to help people bridge the gap between where they're trying to go and who they're trying to be. Now, there's a lot of talk out there right now talking about main character energy, and I really wanted to touch on this because when people say be the main character of your life, it's not about isolating the other characters, but it's about tunnel vision and focus. So today what I wanted to do was see like, what is your main character energy? What energy about yourself should you be focusing on? If this was your movie, because AKA your life is your movie, some people allow other characters to become more important, AKA not filling up their ace of cups. You know, you want to fill up your own cup first. So we're going to do a pick a card reading. And we're going to see what main character energy should be here and what energy, character energy should be released. So what needs to be released could be people that are energies that you're familiar with, maybe behaviors that you've acted in, or, you know, roles that just don't serve you anymore. So this is going to be group one. Group one has the amethyst, the raw amethyst. Group two is selenite, the polished little baby selenite. And group three is going to be my fluorite tower. So just take a second, and you can choose by number, you can choose by group, you can feel free to pick more than one group, but I really encourage you to use your intuition. And please remember, take what applies and let the rest fly, and the timestamps will be down below. Hey guys, so if you chose this is group one with the amethyst. And group one, what I'm seeing right away, this is about main character energy. This is about embracing your storyline. If this was your movie and you're the main character, what would you be cast as? What is the role that's going to serve you the most? Okay, so you guys right away, I'm seeing a lot of fire energy. Even it's really heavy on the Leo. You could be a Leo, or if you look at your birth chart, you could have Mars in Leo or significant Leo placements. We also have Sagittarius. And the reason why I even mention these signs, because we do have other energies here, but the most that are standing out are fire signs, because fire signs rule not just action. So a lot of times when we think about action, I think about the pentacle, because the pentacle is like practical application. But with you guys, there's something powerful about what you're passionate about. So your overall archetype that I pulled for you guys is the warrior. And if you look very closely, it's like a woman actually with a lightning strike. And it's a very masculine energy, regardless of if you're male or female, or, you know, non-binary, whatever. It's very masculine. And what I'm seeing is that this, what I'm going to read you the positive attributes. It's saying strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in the conjuring of the ego. Conquering the ego, sorry. um, what I'm seeing here is interesting that it says like conquering and like overcoming, and then you have a sword, right? And the sword is talking about victory. What I'm seeing here, guys, as far as main character energy, you guys are definitely like the stereotypical main character energy. As a child, you could have gone through a lot of situations where your mind
was very limited. Maybe you had strict parents or strict ways you were grown up. Like maybe like you went to a school, private school, or something where your ideas were limited, your resources were limited, or maybe you just had limiting beliefs that were brought on by teachers or adult figures, because you have the Four of Pentacles as a block. Now, this card is very interesting because this Four of Pentacles, there's locks all over the door. This to me is looking like this could have been like financial blocks. It's representing a lack mindset because they're in a library and there's like a teacher and a child. And then for the other block, you have another teacher and a child with the Six of Pentacles. So this could have been like you could have grown up in a situation where things were extremely unbalanced. Maybe there was a little bit of manipulation from a mother figure. For some of you guys, it could have been like even a babysitter or like just someone who was in charge of your care. I'm seeing that there was like an extreme imbalance. So maybe like I know everything, you don't know shit. And it's a very interesting energy, but it's almost like there's something that you may have learned about yourself. And I actually want to pull a clarifier for this energy. Yeah, okay, so it's interesting that door looks like it could have been inside the tower. So there could have been like a major loss or a major, like maybe your family lost your money or maybe you had to move away. There was something that happened significantly for you when you were younger specifically. And maybe it affected your ability to step into your full warrior. And for some of you guys, it could have actually empowered you. So maybe whatever you went through, I feel like it's going to be different for multiple people. Maybe your parents got divorced and maybe you saw the realities, the harsh realities of like financial stuff before your time, or maybe there was just limited knowledge about what you knew about a situation. But what I'm seeing is there was some sort of blockage. There's a heavy blockage. Now for some of you, you just have to take it how it resonates. So when I'm saying it present tense, please always apply it how you see fit. And also energies can be interchangeable if you're watching on behalf of someone else. But I don't really encourage that because at the end of the day, you're watching for your own resonance. But I digress. But I'm seeing there was a major block, or there could be a major block on your mindset of like what you're capable of doing. There's something about extreme duality. So you could like be a woman who maybe wanted to be a tomboy when you were young, and you're like, no, you need to be feminine. You need, especially because this woman, she looks really feminine. It could have been an energy like that, or like boys do this, girls do this, something of that sort. And there could have been something that you saw, and maybe it's for some of you guys, there could have been like a major event that happened when you were younger. It could have been divorce. It could have been a fight that you saw. Maybe you lost your home. Something significant enough to kind of kick you into this hyperdrive of like, I want to teach people that you can express your sexuality the way that you want to, or you can express your style. Some of you guys could be really into accessories. That's just for some of you. Like some of you guys just have a very unique perspective. So for example, you could also be a guy with a lot of feminine energy, or you could be non-binary, or you don't fit into the norm. Like you could also be a Scorpio or Aquarius, but there's like there's a lot of unique factors about you. It could even be the way you look. You could be ethnically ambiguous. People could be like, oh, what's your ethnicity? Things like that. I'm seeing that your main character energy is to break out of any limiting beliefs from your childhood, like because they have more influence than you believe. You may not think that that's possible. There could be things that happen that really kept you almost like I'm really getting the energy of like the movie Shrek with Fiona. Fiona was like, even though she was locked in her tower, even though she had limited resources, it was almost like her parents did it for her own good. So it could have been a situation like this, but what I'm seeing is with Fiona, that princess, she was locked away in the tower, but she was also a warrior. Like she could fight people. So it's kind of like, and I say this because there's this extreme feminine masculine. It's a very beautiful balance, but it might take people by surprise. So take it how it resonates. You could even be non-binary, or you could have something very unique about you, but you have a lot of masculine energy and feminine energy. And I feel like right now, to get into your main character for you guys specifically is going to create the most fulfilling life possible. Group 1. If you chose group 1, you guys literally have the potential to have the most rewarding life. And I don't mean it, of course, definitely financial. I don't, it's not that even that I see so many pentacles, even though I do see pentacles, because you guys have the Ace of Pentacles, but it to me also looks like fire. So it's fire and a pentacle. It's almost like you guys gain money. Literally, you gain success, financial success, by what you're passionate about, because it came out next to the Page of Wands. You see how there's a passion there, a lot of fire. And the Page of Wands to me is, the pages are messengers, but more than that, it's kind of like, some of you guys could be attracting an opportunity, like an email or some sort of opportunity that comes through it feels like out of nowhere, after a long tired past of disappointments and financial setbacks. But what I'm seeing here with the Page of Wands, it's almost like some of you guys, it's kind of like, if I never went through that as a child, I would be successful. If I never went through this, but all of that was to make you stronger. Group 1, you guys probably, I haven't even seen the other piles yet, but your pile is really heavy. Like, if you chose Group 1, you need to know you're a warrior. I don't care if you're what you are, okay? I don't care where you're from, what your ethnic background is. If you chose Group 1, you are a warrior. It's almost like wear your struggles as a badge of honor. Wear your setbacks as a badge of honor. Transmute that energy. You guys can overcome anything. You guys are literally if I was going to choose the main character energy, it'd be the energy of Fiona. You guys are the warrior for yourself. You guys go hard for yourself, and it's almost like I'm seeing the more hard that you go for yourself and the more that you embrace your unique style, how you look. For some of you guys need to embrace your body, because she's kind of thick here, okay? She's kind of thick, and I'm not saying that you're thick, but like, she's solid. It's kind of like you were made perfectly the way that you're meant to be made. And what I'm seeing here is like, you guys might have a passion for working with kids or protecting children, or some of you guys could be a parent. But what I'm seeing here is that, like, especially with the page, you could have an opportunity to work with children. You could have an opportunity to influence children or have children of your own and pass this on. It's like, maybe you guys, because of what you experienced as a child, now you want to teach that, because for your outcome, you guys have teaching and learning. And this is Archangel Zekiel. I'm gonna put the name up there because I can't really pronounce it, but it's keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. So yes, okay, if you chose Group 1, this is now unfolding, because there's a lot of childhood stuff here. So some of you guys need to really look at your childhood and kind of like, maybe there's something that you wish you would have learned, and part of your role in this life is to teach that back to children. I'm definitely seeing, and to demonstrate that to others. And you may not feel like a teacher. You might be watching this and like, okay, I'm not a teacher, I just went through some shit, blah blah blah. But what I'm seeing here is that, like, if you chose Group 1, what makes you a badass? You're definitely the badass of the group, but you're also an educator, because there has been a lot of miseducation. Some of you guys could be like, oh, I love that album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That also just popped in my head. And what we also have here is the Sun. So this is Leo energy, but this is like the ego. This is a healthy ego. But if you look at it again, there's like that Fiona energy where she's like a princess, but she has no shoes on. But she's on a horse, and she doesn't even have like the proper saddle or anything. Like, she's just going for it. And she's got that fire again on her wand. So with this energy, it always gives me the energy of like maybe not being prepared. So some of you guys might be perfectionists, where you're like, everything has to be perfect because I don't want this to happen, or this could go wrong. And the divine's asking you to increase your optimism, Group 1, to increase, it's like to find your passion again, find that magic again. It's like, how did you used to feel? Whenever I see the Page of Wands, I get so excited, because it's like young Sag energy, but it's like, maybe some of you guys don't remember what it's like to be optimistic, and you have to dig way back. Maybe you're like, oh, I was 6 years old, I was 5 years old. But the thing is, it's like, who would you have been without that struggle? I just want you to kind of consciously sit back and think about the limiting beliefs that were put on you about identity, looks. Society says I have to weigh this much. Society says I have to do this much. And it's like, maybe you don't feel like a teacher. Maybe you don't feel like you know the truth, or who am I to give the truth to people? But if you look at this Ace of Swords, there's these light bugs. To me, they look like light bugs. They're kind of lit up. When I was little, I used to capture these and I put them in a jar. Anyways, With the Ace of Swords, this is representing like a shocking truth, or it's representing, like, to me this looks like the truth of the universe, the truth of who you are, because both of these are on fire most of the time, or they have this magic about them. The wand has the fire coming out, and the sword has the magic coming around it. So what I'm seeing for group one is that it's like maybe you're leading others to the truth for themselves. Maybe that's part of your teaching. It's like you teach people how to find the truth within themselves and help people heal their karmic timeline. So like past life energy, you could be a healer, you could be attracted to healing others, or it could be something, some of you guys could also be athletic. It's kind of a broad range because of this group is very diverse. You have a lot of talents, but you guys are naturally, like, I'm seeing very active. If you like, even if it's no matter what you look like, you have the potential to be really active. And this could also be like actively teaching. But what I'm seeing here is that don't write yourself off because maybe you're not a school teacher. It could be something where wherever you work, you could be in a creative industry, or whatever you do it with so much intention that inspires others. And others like, hey, how'd you get that? Or hey, how'd you finish that so quick? It's like, don't discredit yourself, because even if, like, I just felt like someone just like, yeah, whatever. Like I could, and when you do that, you're going back to this limiting belief that maybe taught you that life isn't, life is harsh, or life isn't fair, or you can be prepared all day and it can be taken from you. I'm just seeing there's a little bit of fear here. And so the divine is saying, like, to get into your main character energy is to truly be that warrior. And warriors face fear head on. And I really feel like, especially with this tower, this could be scary. It reminds me of Fiona's tower with the dragon. Like, I just keep coming back to Shrek. So some of you guys might want to watch that, or even Harry Potter. Like, I always get movies, so when I do, I just say them out. And then I also got The Wizard of Oz, so some of you guys might want to watch that. And The Sword and the Stone. That's also the other movie that I'm picking up. And last movie I'm picking up is Moana. But anyways, what I'm seeing here, guys, is that you guys are a fucking badass group one. You're a warrior. You are, every obstacle that you have overcome. I really want you to look at that. Even if you don't write it down, I just want you.
So I accidentally cut off group one, but I just want you to write down your victories, learn to be proud of yourself, and keep kicking ass, group one. So this was your reading. If you'd like to book a personal reading, info is below.
Alrighty then. I just heard. Alrighty then. Okay. Group two, welcome. This is your reading. This is a timeless reading for what's your main character energy, okay? What is the focus that what character should you be in alignment with? Okay, what archetype? So right away, this group, we're getting heavy on the fire sign energy. There's Capricorn, heavy Capricorn, but it's so, and Libra as well, but it's so funny because the last group, it was a lot different actually, but the last group had Leo. And it's funny because we're talking about being the main character of our lives, which means tunnel vision, focus, also Aries, but tunnel vision and focus on us as the main character. If this was your movie, what would your movie look like? What should your movie look like so you can get the best out of life? So this is kind of like a cheat sheet, This right here is funny because Leo came out in the last reading, and so, and even the Emperor has a lion on it. So, and this is typically Aries, but it's giving me strength vibes. So, what I'm seeing here is, like, if anybody knows anything about astrology, it rules the fifth house, and the fifth house in astrology is all about the theater, the entertainer, the one on center stage. So I don't really feel like you guys have a major issue with embracing yourself as a main character, because look, this Six of Wands is literally the main character of your life. This is also the Leo card, so it's about being center stage. So the thing is, that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, well, they're already showing up this way, but what I'm seeing here with this Libra energy is that maybe you're like, well, I want to be center stage, but I want my partner to be center stage too. And yours is Don Juan, honey. This is your main character energy that you should. So some of you guys have Libra in your chart, or you guys have this deep yearning. Leo's also a social sign. It's very much about being a part of a group. So I'm seeing with this says spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. You guys, if you chose group 2, you're really attractive and people find you very attractive. And maybe some of that attraction in the past got you into situations with people who are still you're heavily connected to. Some of you guys could have soul ties with people from the past that give you a lot of attention because you like to be the main character. And this is not a bad thing. You like to feel alive, and your relationships make you feel alive. And there's like, even if they're situationships or just flings or friendships, take it how it resonates. But I say that because we have the 2 people here and we have the 2 people here with the devil card. So what I'm seeing here with what needs to be released to get into your main character energy is any connection that you're in that makes you feel like almost intoxicated. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you're just like, oh my gosh, like he look good, it's like, oh my gosh, this tastes good. It's almost like you can be center stage of your life, but there might be some attraction to toxic things. For example, it could be like different patterns, or for some of you guys, it could be things that you eat or drink, or it could have been a lot of sex with the wrong person. And I mean, you do what you want with your body. I'm not here to tell you to be celibate, because I don't really necessarily resonate with the fact that being celibate is like more spiritually aligned or anything like that. Everyone has their own belief systems, and spirituality is definitely not a religion. But what I'm seeing here is that the divine's asking you, what do you need to release? But I'm really heavily feeling like, who do you need to release? Also, a quick download that just came in is that for some of you, there might have been someone who was there for you in a really rough patch of your life, or someone that was around you, or something that comforted you in a rough patch of your life, like during the winter, something that's comforting. Like, it's kind of like, for me, y'all, if you didn't know, your girl likes ice cream. I love me some Ben and Mr. Jerry, okay? But when I was going through depression in 2020, when I felt like I was locked inside the house, a bitch had a couple of ice cream, okay? A couple of jugs of ice cream, and I was like, okay, this is becoming excessive. And so now it's no longer enjoyable. It's now hurting me, because now it's affecting my confidence. And so what I'm seeing is there's also Pisces energy here too. This could be somewhere near Pisces season or Pisces moon when you see this, full moon in Pisces or the new moon. But what I'm sensing here is like, the way to step into your main character energy is to be your best self. Some of you guys are going backwards, and you might be looking for the partnership to complement you, but you have to complement you first, because we have balanced practicality with spirituality. And so how I view this is that each fish, they're swimming in different directions for Pisces. One fish is representing, in my opinion, the black, and one is representing the white, like the yin and yang. And it's about understanding that there's duality to everything. And some things you have to walk away from. We have a lot of 6 energy here. Because we're here with the 6 of Swords. This kind of looks like a battlefield. Kind of looks like a graveyard too. If you think about hell, literally through hell and back, and then you have the graveyard. What I'm seeing here is that there might have been something that you had to walk away from, a person, a connection that it got too toxic and you had to walk away from it. And if some of you guys, it could just be toxic habits, take it how it resonates. But it's like, if you're feeling stuck in partnerships, social groups, this is the type of group that, like, maybe you're involved with, you want to be involved socially with lots of people. Like, you want to have, like, maybe your career puts you in the spotlight. Maybe you want to have a social media that you want to be seen and recognized. And some of you guys could be trying to manifest, like, recognition for, like, your hair or your body, or your aesthetics. But what I'm seeing here is that something that comforts you when you're down, that you feel like, anything that you feel like you can't stop, is not healthy for you. So the divine is wanting you to, it's almost like, it could also be like this whole thrill of, like, the quick fix. And the divine's like, I want you to understand that there's patience involved with big manifestations. See how she's meditating, how she's calm. The six of crystals is talking about the state and how you manifest. For some of you guys, if you're not already in a relationship, I would be surprised. But if you are not in a relationship, I'm definitely seeing that come in for you. And even if this isn't, I'm just seeing it that way, that, okay, I'm not going to try to make it fit. It really does feel like a romantic connection. And I'm feeling like you guys could have been waiting for a very, very long time. You could have been using law of attraction. I'm feeling like in the past, you guys could have had very toxic connections. So maybe the way you identify yourself as someone who has toxic relationships, or relationships with people where you just like sleep together and then you eat good food and that's it, you know, and it's like imbalanced and it's not reciprocal and you always end up hurt. Your main character now is you're meant to be the lover. That's it, group 2. You're meant to be the lover. You're meant to be loved. You're meant to be adorned. You're meant to be peaceful and serene. Like, you guys are meant to dance and to it's almost like a very sensual, I'm just getting so much Libra energy, but like you're meant to wear the clothes and you're like you're meant to be in the spotlight. You're meant to your character is meant to have the resources and the finances to have the finer things in this life. It's like, give yourself permission to bury the shit from the past, bury the stories that you tell yourself from the past. Even if you did learn lessons from it, like, give yourself permission to break cycles, because I'm seeing here with the Emperor and the Six of Wands, like, you guys are like meant to be extremely powerful in this life, to build something. It could be a business. It's like you guys, it almost seems almost like magical, where it's like you get the clothes and the spouse and the lifestyle and the strength and the audience, and maybe you have a business or you've been working on manifesting. This is definitely an active manifestation group. But the thing is that there's an incubation period, okay? There's an incubation period. But I'm seeing that how you respond to the time frame affects the manifestation. So utilize the time that feels like you're in the desert. Utilize the time that you feel, this is definitely alchemy, but it's like you guys are meant to be the lover. You guys are meant to taste the foods. You guys are meant to have the products. And like, if I was going to do your movie, I would see like high-end products, nice things to wear, recognition, like, look what I overcame, guys. Like, look what I overcame. Like, I'm like group 1. If you were kind of resonating with group 1, you might want to look at that. But there's something about children here, something about giving back, something about, most of the time the Six of Wands talks about being the warrior, but that was actually group 1. This is more of like the philanthropist, you know, the influencer, that type of energy. I don't see it like as consciously teaching, but I see it as like your life inspires others. And I'm seeing that you guys are gaining a lot more control over your life. So you might have felt like in the past that you had no control and that life was just fated for you. It could have felt like the wheel always turned in the wrong direction for you, like things would never work out for you. But I'm seeing that whatever you left, because you were patient enough in the in-between and you actually went through the ability to heal yourself, you guys are getting control of your life. And I mean it like in the most masculine way. Like, this is the type of energy here, guys, that you're going to build that empire. So even if this is building an empire with someone, I'm definitely seeing that. Like, your main character is like, you have someone who's like meant to be in your life. Like, if you chose group 2, part of your like main character energy is to have a spouse that you grow with, is to have a spouse that you can build something with. So I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive because we're talking about the main character, but you guys might have been like, I've always wanted a relationship, or I've always wanted this. Don't give up on that. But this is about, you have to walk away from your pain by yourself first, and then the next part of your story is you with someone else, because we have Don Juan and then we have the freaking twin flame card. And this is literally people who resonate with the twin flame. And I'm not talking about the toxic version, but like the soul tie. Look at that red ribbon. This is literally different counterparts. You know, it's like some of you guys could be same-sex couples, but what I'm seeing here is like you're creating this life that's a celebration. Like, it could be something where it's just like every day you just wake up and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I get to look into your eyes. I can't believe this is my life. Like, some of you guys could be meeting someone around the fall, or something significant, like a significant celebration between you and your spouse will happen in the fall. There's something about the fall that's very significant about this connection. And what I'm seeing here is like, yeah, definitely a connection's coming in. Maybe it could be like a proposal or some sort of offer, something that comes in, something tangible. Or maybe you and your spouse could be moving in together, getting an apartment or a home. Maybe you could be going to a wedding together, or like you're like, oh, I've always gone to weddings by myself, and now like you're getting this offer. But like for some of you guys, the next part of your story is coming out of the winter of being single, coming out of, and if you are in a relationship, it's like maybe the part of the relationship where it feels like you're just kind of stuck together. It's like you choose your spouse. It's like it's like this enjoyment factor. Like some of you guys might like to go dancing, and it's like, find your favorite song. Like this group needs to find your theme song. The last group had lots of different movies and characters, but for this group I'm seeing, find your favorite song, maybe dance with your spouse, or envision in your head you dancing with your spouse in your favorite dress. Like some of you guys need like a little black dress or a little red dress or something like that. Or like if you're a guy, like you, or a girl, whatever, like get that suit, like get zooted, like get a fitted suit and see how you feel in it, just because. And some of you guys, this is really random, but you might like want to get, like, I call it a boss bitch robe, where you just walk around your house and have nice things. Like you guys are meant to have nice things. Give yourself permission. And some of you guys are going to be attracting the body of your dreams. So if you've been working out, if you've been working towards it, keep going. You're not stuck to the old timeline. Some of you guys could have lost a lot of weight or desire to. I'm definitely seeing a lot of fixed energy here with Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. But what I'm seeing here is like it's the end of an era. There's an opportunity here to end an era. Like you end it by yourself, and then you come into a connection that changes your life. And that it's like you guys, it's like as soon as you heal this, like give yourself some time. So if it doesn't come in right away, it's okay. But you guys are destined to be, you guys have like a soulmate twin flame relationship that you're destined to be in. Maybe you guys start a business together, you build something together, you build a family together. Like your relationship is bigger than just I love you, but you'll have that too. So tap into that divine feminine energy. Tap into what you really want specifically. You guys choose your theme song for this next chapter. And if you are in a relationship, and you're not feeling this way, you need to define what you really want in terms of romance. What does romance look like to you? For some of you guys, maybe you're not that romantic. Maybe you're more masculine and you're like, okay, that's cool. Flowers are okay, I guess, but what I really want is a LLC with my boo. You know what I mean? What I really want is for someone to gas me up and let me do my own thing. Whatever that is, when I say you're going to get it, group 2, you already have it vibrationally. And I really feel like both of you it could be a situation where both of you, when you meet, you're like, you face the same demons. And for others of you, it could be a situation where, you guys are just getting back into that place. I'm definitely seeing that whether you're in a relationship or not, I'm seeing that you guys have fought some of the same battles. You guys have had to overcome some of the same things. So this person will definitely support you in business, if not do business with you, or be your hype person, or be very patient with you, very calm with you. Like this is the calm after the storm. And this is like turning into a relationship reading, but it's like you are meant to be, part of your main character is like the first part of your story is healing yourself and freeing yourself for yourself and you only. And then the next phase is maybe you've been single for a little bit, or you had a little stage where you were single and you were getting your life together and you were learning how to master your emotions and you were into meditation, and then the spouse. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So it depends on what stage you're in. But group 2, this is so beautiful. This is like the type of energy that's like, I was born to love you. And it sounds so cheesy, but this is kind of a fairy tale. And there's always like a underdog story fairy tale. So this is what I'm picking up for group 2. This is all I'm seeing. But don't be afraid to specifically ask for what you want. Don't base your desires based upon past things. And when you write your affirmations, write it down as present tense. And for example, I'm in alignment with a wonderful, fulfilling relationship, or I have a wonderful, fulfilling relationship. Not like, oh, I don't want this. Make sure that you stay away from that type of energy. But group 2, this was your reading. If this reading resonated with you, please be sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share this. Also, if you'd like to support me, you can buy me a coffee. The link is down below. I really appreciate your donations, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey group 3, if you chose this is group 3. Now this is talking about your main character energy, okay? This is about you being the star of the show. This is your energy. If you embrace this, how will your life be impacted? And I'm seeing Scorpio, I'm seeing heavy on the Virgo and the Gemini, I'm seeing Sagittarius, but it doesn't matter if those are your signs. Definitely Leo. Leo energy was all up in all of these, so I'm not surprised. What I'm really sensing here is like group 3, you guys are the seeker. See how he has the staff? It's kind of reminded me of Moses. Some of you guys could be Moses. But what I'm seeing here is that this is giving me the Fool vibes, which is Aquarius. This is like, but it's heavy on the Sag, I can't even lie. But it's like you guys are definitely the seeker. You guys are meant to seek out knowledge. You guys are meant to leave a frame of thinking. Some of you guys, there's heavy Mercury energy, and with the Magician, some of you guys could have been grown up in a toxic situation, or some of you guys could work in toxic situation, or were in a job with the 5 of Wands that was very competitive and like kind of like corporate America, or like even if it was a creative field, it's like, oh, everyone's like this, it's a dog eat dog world, or it's just there's a lot of energy with conflict amongst people. It could even be friendships, take it how it resonates. But with the Magician in reverse, I'm gonna put it upright so you can see. The Magician in reverse to me is kind of like, how I'm seeing this as a blockage is you cut yourself off when you try to do everything yourself. It's almost like the Magician understands that there's a part of the divine plays a part and you play a part. And so trying to do everything yourself can create this shame and this insecurity about how fast things are supposed to come in, what area things are supposed to come in. And it's almost like it becomes manipulation. It becomes force. It becomes all you. And the thing is that's people who manifest understand that you have to surrender to the divine. And that's the hardest part, group 3. I understand that feeling. It's like some of you guys are so tuned in and tapped in, and you guys understand manifestation. You understand alchemy. And so you're like, I shouldn't be in this situation. I should have more abundance. I should have the things that I want. And it's like there's certain things that you can't control. There's certain things that you can't call in all on by yourself. Regardless of what you call it, there is something that created us. There is a higher realm, and that comes down. And then we do our part. But I feel like maybe in the past there's something about what you manifested, or maybe you manifested an opportunity or a job that ended up hurting you, or there's some sort of blockage or pain with people, interacting with people. You could have like a Saturn in Aquarius or something like that, something with social groups, or being good enough to be a part of the group. And it's like maybe you worked really, really hard and you feel like you've done all that you can, and the divine is really, really asking you to give yourself time to heal from those connections that didn't work out, or those jobs, or that career path, or anything of that nature. And I forgot to say, you guys chose the fluorite. But what I'm seeing here is with the seeker doesn't need much. So I'm feeling like for you guys, part of your main character energy is to realize that you are enough, to not compare yourself to anyone else. Like you might be grown up in a family where everyone had talents, or maybe you went to school, a special school or college, or your profession was everyone's so talented and I'm not that talented, or, in comparison to them. So some of you guys, I'm seeing this is the road less traveled. Some of you guys are destined to really embrace travel, to really, really trust your intuition, because you have the call here, which is the Judgment. And this is talking about vibration. This is talking about, some of you guys could literally be receiving a call and you're going to move, or you're going to go on some sort of trip, and travel to a different place with the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you guys could have been waiting for a call or for an opportunity for a very long time, and you're going to manifest it like you've done. And for some of you guys with the Magician, you've done all that you could. You've released all that you did. You were in alignment. You did everything right. And it's just right now, let the divine give it to you. You're going to know. You're not going to miss it, okay? Even see the clocks on the tree. You're not going to miss it. So maybe some of you guys have a limiting, and this is not for everyone, so just take it how it resonates. But maybe some of you guys might have a limiting belief that, your time is up or it won't happen for you. This is definitely a group that seeks adventure. And if you don't, this is like kind of getting out of your own way. So maybe like creating a vision board would be great for this group, or, getting rid of time constraints. Like, oh, this has to happen at a certain time or by a certain age. It's like, just allow yourself to go on the ride. Like, you guys are the group that you're meant to have a lot of mini adventures. You're meant to have a lot of stories while you're here. You're meant to utilize this time. Especially with the Eight of Wands, with the Sagittarius energy. You see how they're all heading outside? This is also a seeking energy as well. This is like, you're meant to go, you're meant to love, you're meant to explore, you're meant to, it's almost like the divine's not telling you the magic that will happen, because maybe you're in your head too much about, well, what's out there if I go travel, or what's going to happen, or maybe you're a little too analytical or harsh about the harsh realities of the world, and the divine wants you to really break out of that. And your main character energy is being able to do things on your own for yourself, not in a way where it's like, oh, I have to do this by myself, but it's more of like, you guys are really meant to enjoy this by yourself, to enjoy doing things that inspire you. Some of you guys could be inspired to write a book or have a blog or just write, journal. Some of you guys could be into new moon rituals or into like candle magic or automatic writing, scripting, spiritual baths, you name it. And if you're not, I definitely see the moon cycles could benefit you over time. We also have Taurus energy here. But what I'm seeing is a lot of magic. Like, you guys are meant to maybe even travel. Some of you guys could want to be a travel blogger or something like this. Some of you guys might want to like live off the grid, or, renovate one of those vans, or buy a tiny house. I'm just hearing for some of you. But it's like you're meant to experience great things, and you're meant to, I see you inspiring others once you stop comparing yourself. And we have the Page of Wands, which came out, I think, in the first reading, but I'm not surprised. This is the Page of Fire. You also have a spirit animal. This is the white tiger, so you might want to look up what the white tiger means, because I don't know off the back of my head. And we also have butterflies here. For some of you guys, the next full moon could be very important to you. I'm also seeing some of you guys could be traveling to like an Asian country, or some of you guys could be traveling to a place where they don't speak the same language, or inviting in a spouse that's ethnically ambiguous, I'm hearing. But there's something about, I'm seeing that like there's some sort of wisdom or knowledge. It's almost like you age backwards when you do this. So group 3, if you chose this and you loved it and you haven't traveled or you haven't gone, or you're like, oh, it's COVID, it's kind of like, find a way, okay, to really seek out the things that you want to do. If there's something that you've wanted to do, and it doesn't have to be travel, but if there's something that you've always wanted to do, or dress, or go somewhere, or experience a culture, eat the food, learn how to cook the food, decorate your house, I'm just seeing a lot of that energy here. It's kind of like, give yourself permission to do it. Give yourself full permission to do it, and just go for it. Don't think about it. Motivation will come after. I'm seeing that maybe it's been a long time coming. And I'm seeing something about this next full moon being very significant. Like, if there's a way that you wanted to dress or express yourself, I'm definitely seeing that as well. And I'm seeing that it's almost like maybe there's something that you gain Some of you guys could have a fire rising sign or Pisces rising, but there's something that you gain by going for what you want. So maybe it's like some of you guys drastically change your hair or drastically change your style, or and it's like whatever your authentic expression is, because you have two things about instruments. And whenever I see instruments, I think about the sound vibration. So for some of you guys, this is about finding your theme song, just like group 2, finding your rhythm, finding your cadence, finding your what makes you unique, your whole anthem. Like, what makes you unique is seeking out things that you want. Even if it's something small, it's like, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do that, this is what I think about this is how I'm going to dress, this is a language I want to learn, because you guys got the 4 of Wands too, just like group 2, but in a different way. This one is showing a butterfly like a fairy, and she's playing this flute, I think, and she's calling in. The 4 of Wands typically talks about like a new home, a marriage, something to celebrate. You guys, there's something that you guys are calling in, and it's specific to you. This group is not telling me, like the divine's not telling me exactly what it is, because I think it's different for everybody, but I'm definitely feeling like you guys might even be into anime or into like certain shows, like with like you could be into Korean dramas or like Chinese film, like anything like this. But what I'm feeling is like you guys have very unique desires, and the divine's like, just go for them. Like, there's too many I'm seeing in this group to really narrow it down, but just go for them. Some of you guys actually moving where you want to live. Some of you guys is actually just being activated and just kind of going for it, and releasing that fear. And I'm seeing, like, if you're looking for a spouse, or maybe some of you guys have a unique way, like maybe you want to travel and you're like, well, I'll never have a traditional home. You're going to write what that looks like to you. You're like, oh, maybe I'll never attract a spouse because of what I want professionally, or the type of lifestyle. There's this very unique group. Write down what that is and be gentle with yourself. Have compassion for yourself, for what you want, and anyone that includes. But it's like, I feel like for some of you guys, for group 3, other people, and comparing yourself to other people, or even some of the people that you may have been around or in the past been around, they prevent you from being the main character in your story. And so it's kind of like, well, I don't want to be by myself, I don't want to work by myself, I don't want to do this by myself. So it's actually, you're the side character and you just blend in when you're just blending in. And so maybe it doesn't even feel like your life, maybe it doesn't even feel like your story, but it's almost like you guys can create that. Magic is going to happen when you leave. Maybe it's like leaving a friendship group, or like taking some space away from social media. It's like you guys really need this serenity, and you guys need this like separation, so that you can call in your authentic spirit tribe. So some of you guys are going to be attracting in your soul tribe just by kind of leaving this alone a little bit. So what I'm seeing is the people around you could be preventing you from being the main character in your story, because it's just the old timeline. You were meant to learn something from them, get mentally strong, and kind of like, that was it, So just take that how it resonates, guys. But you will find your soul tribe, and you will one day look in the mirror. I'm just seeing it for group 3. You're going to look in the mirror, and your life, where you live, what you have, how you perceive yourself is going to be so much different than it is now, because you will see, some of you guys are going to be like, you could have like be clairvoyant, clairaudient, or have very special, unique gifts or talents, and they're not being showcased right now. They're kind of being upstaged by others because of your environment. So some of you guys, it's a literal change of environment, work environment, living environment. You just take it how it resonates. But you're unique, group 2. I'm sorry, group 3. You're unique, and you have your own song to sing. And so don't be afraid to express yourself. Just go for it. And it's like, do it like nobody's there. If you can't leave a situation, shine like nobody's there, but give yourself a little bit of distance. And don't share all of your ideas with people I'm seeing. Don't share all of your ideas, and go for that calling. If you're feeling the soul urge to do something when you are watching this, if there's something you've been thinking about doing, if there's someone you've been thinking about calling, I'm just definitely seeing that's coming in. Go ahead and go for it. You have the green light. So group 3, this was your reading. Thank you so much for rocking with me. If this video resonated with you, please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support my business, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the bio. I'm so grateful for you guys. Keep seeking, and I'll see you guys in the next video.